Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day, and thanks for joining. So, these two great life coaches that actually had a lot of respect for each other, Louise Hay and Tony Robbins, they had, as far as I know, one interesting disagreement. Very briefly, Louise Hay was someone that went through a lot of abuse, molestation, rape, and she got out of it, and she wrote a phenomenal book among other books that she wrote, and that's called You Can Heal Your Life. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. She started publishing her own books. She became a very successful multi-millionaire, and she is incredible. She has saved literally millions of lives, and I really want to thank one of my clients years ago that gave me the name of this book, because I did not know about it. As usually I would say 80-90% of the books that I read is given to me by my clients, because they're very well learned and they know a lot of stuff, and they teach me a lot of stuff, which I'm very, very grateful. Her philosophy is, and you'll see in that book, anyone that has a low self-image, that's book number 1 to read. She talks about affirmations. I am good. She says, look in the mirror, look in the eyes, and I love you. And according to her philosophy, if you say it enough times, it's going to trickle down and you're going to start liking yourself. Tony Robbins, however, gives an analogy to explain why he disagrees with it respectfully. And he says, if you come in to a beautiful garden that has lots of weeds, and you stand there and you say, there is no weeds, there is no weeds, there is no weeds. Beautiful grass, beautiful grass, beautiful grass. Nothing will happen. If there's weeds, there is weeds. What's my opinion? The usual. I always have the exact same opinion of everything in this world. I always stick with the middle ground. Not that I'm smarter, I'm way smaller. I'm an ant compared to these very big giants that have helped tens of millions of people. Tony Robbins most probably hundreds of millions of people. And I believe from my own experience, from myself and from others, if you say it long enough, it does trickle down a little bit. But like we spoke about last week, I think we could have even a easier effect, and I would go with Tony Robbins' philosophy. If you went into your self-driven car and your GPS asked you, where do you want to go? And mistakenly, because you were talking to your friend, you went and said sanitation department. What happens is, if this fellow would not continue talking to his friend, within a block or two, he would realize his car is driving in a different direction. What he could have done, when the car was driving in a very different direction, it was driving south to the sanitation department versus driving north to the pizza shop. After 2 blocks, he would ask the GPS to pull over and then look at the settings of the GPS and see the destination. And the destination there would say sanitation department. Yeah, he might have questions of why did it have their sanitation department if he said pizza shop, but then he would come up with the answer because by mistake when he was talking to his friend, that's what was recorded. So after 1 or 2 minutes, he could change the setting of the GPS and change it to pizza shop. Would it take him an extra 2 minutes because he already drove 2 blocks? Yes, it would take him an extra 2 minutes. But he wouldn't have to waste the 15 minutes of driving and ending up by the sanitation department, which was south, and now turn around the car and ask it to go to the pizza shop, which now it would take a half an hour because he has to come back to his house and go further north to the pizza shop. And therefore, I believe that instead of saying, I am good, I am good, I am good, which Louise Hay, I wish she would have been alive today and I could have the conversation with her about the thoughts I'm sharing with you now, because I personally think she might enjoy these thoughts, because if you say all day long, I am good, but the GPS says sanitation department, or your core, your amygdala says sanitation department, it's going to take a long, long time. Please join me next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. And always do remember, you are way greater than you think you are. Bye now.